Our rules are simple, but the challenge is great. All dinos will be explored in this challenge, but only reasonable underdogs voted on by the community will be considered for grading. Equipped with official server cap saddles, our 19 contenders will be backed by the commanding presence of a loyal Uteranus providing that extra boost. All competitors will go into battle with food to provide a healing effect. Herbivores will have plenty of sweet veggie cakes, and carnivores and omnivores will have cooked meat. It's important to note that tames in this series aren't typically used during boss battles because of the amount of mutations you need to make them competitive. But all dinos competing will have around 23,000 health and 1200% melee. This will give them all a fair shot at defeating at least one of the guardians. It won't always be feasible to reach these stats depending on the dinos I'm using, but I'll let you know the amount of mutations and levels it took in order to reach it. All competitors start out with 50 base health and melee and 40 points in everything else before I apply mutations and experience levels. You can decide on your own servers if the juice is worth the squeeze. Competitors are required to fight the megapithecus, broodmother, then dragon on all difficulties, starting with gamma, then beta, finishing with alpha. Their success will be annotated on this scorecard with a pass or fail system. Clearing all the bosses earns them a gold boom medal. Silver is awarded for clearing beta, bronze is for clearing gamma, and the chunk of shit is for an unworthy performance. Now let's introduce our competitor and see if they have what it takes. Eocarcharia. This is a modded creature by Tristan, and you can find the link in the description of the video, so go check it out. The Eocarcharia is a medium-sized bruiser that comes packing some sweet saddle attachments. This bad boy can actually put armor in all of its slots just like the player can. They also passively generate mushrooms that can be used to craft various stews that provide various benefits. I'd love to explore all of them to include the armor attachments, but the rules are rules for a reason, so we'll only be using the saddle without attachments and no fancy stews. The stats required for this competition will reach with 17 mutations and 70 experience levels. 2 mutations and 30 experience levels went into health, and 15 mutations and 40 experience levels went into melee. Now let's see if they have what it takes. The green portal is fired up and the undercars are ready to charge into the Gamma Megapithecus arena and spank some monkeys. It feels like it's been ages since we've been back on the island, and in case you need a refresher, the Gamma Megapithecus is a joke. It's still stronger than the Manicore. The Eocars are extremely powerful, and keep in mind, I'm not using any of the sweet attachments that come with this creature. The amount of potential armor you can have really shrinks the amount of incoming damage you can take. The undercar puts down the Gamma Megapithecus, earning their first pass. The Gamma Broodmother is up next, and I usually like to use this fight to gauge how I'm going to control the creatures I'm using in the later stages. It's a good opportunity to see if my creatures take aggro or if they can block the Broodmother's approach. It won't always tell the full story, as the Beta and Alpha Broodmother's increased speed changes up the game quite a bit later on. The undercars output a tremendous amount of damage, and the Gamma Broodmother stands no chance. That's another easy pass. The Gamma Dragon is up next, and well, if these guys were smaller creatures, I'd say it's almost a guarantee that they're going to wipe all the stages of the dragon fights. Based off their damage output, I'd say Gamma is a shoo-in, but I have been surprised before. The Eocarcharia is a bit squirrely with its movements. It's almost like it's too fast for his legs, and he kind of swings wide a lot of times. But overall, I'm quite impressed with how smooth they are. The undercars take out the Gamma Dragon, earning a pass and clearing the Gamma stage. Blue portal time means beta time, and the Beta Megapithecus is up next. A lot of people like to skip Gamma and Beta bosses and jump straight into the Alpha stage. If you're wanting to take on the lower level difficulty bosses, like the Beta Megapithecus, it can be beneficial. It's a great boss to farm for element, and it provides little risk to your squad since they're typically pretty easy to beat. Case in point, Beta Monkey down with a quickness, that's another pass. The Beta Broodmother is never a walk in the park. She packs a wallop, and I came into this fight with a purpose: to beat her ass so I can pay her big sister a visit. The Beta Broodmother poses a huge step up from the Megapithecus, and it's a fantastic benchmark for your army. If you can't wipe the floor with the Beta Broodmother, then you're not going to fare well in the Alpha stage. The Alpha Broodmother and the Alpha Dragon mean business, so you need to make sure you're prepared. The Beta Broodmother goes down, and that's another easy pass. The Beta Dragon is up next, and I think the rust began to show on this one. It's been a few weeks since I've done a dragon fight, and I typically like to tuck myself up under them dragon titties. If you position yourself sideways under them stinky pits, then you can actually take the dragon out while taking minimal damage. I've actually managed to take the dragon out in the past with an army taking no damage at all from him by using this strategy. The same doesn't go for Commander Utes and for the unfortunate undercar that burned to death during this fight due to my poor positioning. But that's another pass, and it cleared the beta stage. Red portal time means alpha time, and the Alpha Megapithecus is up next. I mentioned it during my stream, and I'll mention it here again. 21st of December, members and patrons are going to take part in a giveaway for a super sweet Boomsmith hoodie. Join my stream on the 21st. If you're a member or patron, you don't have to be present to win, but you do have to respond to my DM and Discord within 24 hours or you're going to lose it to someone else. Speaking of, sign up as a member and head over to Patreon, sign up there, pick one, doesn't matter which. Doing so gives you access to the Boomforge cluster. We have the Island, Scorched Earth, and Aberration with Extinction being added when that drops. Alpha Monkey down, that's a pass. Here she is, Bitchzilla. I'm surprised I didn't walk into her being jackhammered by Manny Slingsdong. He's probably too busy huffing paint from a Wendy's bag to come over and clap some spider cheeks. I'm not too busy, but I didn't come here to go spelunking in a spadooter booty. I came here to kill. Commander Utes was laser focused and he was pissed. He thought of her as a mother and she broke his poor heart, and I could see it in his eyes. Even if I changed my mind and I wanted to take her for another spin, I don't think he'd let me. We were both here for payback. I could always find another honey bunny. Hell, doesn't even need to be an 8-legged goddess with a juicy ass. I'm not too picky. But she's out there, somewhere, and I'll find her. There's no way I'd ever get back with Mama Broods. Probably. The undercars are able to surround the alpha broodmother fairly easily, and they absolutely destroy her two-timing ass. I know I'm not perfect, and I may be a bit toxic too, but that's not important right now. What's important is the undercar. They get another pass. The alpha dragon is up next, and the fight starts off horrible. I usually try to take aggro with Commander Utes first so that the first shot of fire breath is wasted on my Uti bug instead of the entire army of vicious killers. Even with the fire doing maximum damage right off the bat, I'm amazed to see that the undercars get the dragon down below half health on their first landing. Several of them get burned to death, but he's missing a huge chunk of health and I still have more than half of my crew left. The second landing comes and I finally get my shit together. I tuck myself perfectly under them soggy dragon nips and the Eocarcharia wrecks the dragon, earning a pass and getting a full clear. Heading over to the scoreboard, the undercars earn a gold boom medal. If you're looking for a new dominant dino for your servers that comes with an armory of gear and some sweet consumables, this is your guy. Tristan has put in a lot of work on all of his creatures he's done, and a fine job at adding some great value to the community. Check out the link in the description to the page on CurseForge so you can show Tristan some love. I've always been a huge advocate for the mod community in any game I play. They truly extend the longevity of games, and in some cases they even make it so new games spawn from old ones. They all put in a lot of work, and I'd encourage anyone to go check them out. Any mod, anything at all, just explore new things. You can really add some depth to a game that feels pretty shallow. I wouldn't call Ark shallow by any means, but it definitely benefits from a very active and dedicated mod community. I plan on doing more modded creatures in the future, so feel free to let me know in the comments what you're interested in seeing in this series. I know most of them won't be underdogs, but hey, I'm here to entertain. My main focus right now is the Scorched Earth Underdog series and something huge coming soon for Extinction, so please be patient. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to help this community grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.